Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are going on a Saturday urban hike. Now, of course, like I said before, we usually don't have a set duration of time in which we're going to be walking or hiking. We also don't have a set destination. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start going in just random directions, and then hopefully we find where we need to go. As you guys can see, because of the sun protection, I got my bucket hat. I brought my goggles, my sunglasses. Remember in the last video, one of the clients had stated that I'm getting extremely tan and a little too skinny for her preference. So I've been eating more to compensate for all these long walks, and I need to go get some sunblock, some good sunblock with, what is it called? WD-40, no, it's not freaking sunblock. That has to do with like oil and gears or something, right? Well, SPF, not WD. I've been working on stuff. That's why my brain did that. But it's SPF. There we go. So I'm thinking for this walk, what we're gonna do is, even though it's not a set duration of time, I do have to go back home and cook some burgers, and make a little smoothie. So I have to eat lunch. So we're probably gonna do 1 hour of walking, and then 1 hour going back. It's not going to be the same direction, so it might be a little longer to get back, a little more than an hour. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed at right now. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes. If it goes into 3, had me thinking like maybe I didn't stretch enough if it starts approaching 3 hours. But yeah, no set duration of time, just kind of have it in the back of my mind because I have other things I have to do. So yeah. Also wanted to tell you guys that what I'm thinking for tonight, because I also do urban hikes at night. And because I live in the city, I don't necessarily feel as safe walking around with some of this equipment, with my phone and the Insta Pro, which holds my phone, as well as the mic setup and whatnot. I don't feel necessarily comfortable just yet, but I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna go down to 6th Street tonight, and we're gonna do an urban hike, and you're gonna see kind of how that unfolds. And maybe we're definitely gonna see some interesting people. So what I have in the back of my mind regarding the nighttime hikes, see if we can make some new friends, see if we can go and get some of our questions answered. Earlier this week, I stated that what's been on my mind is this notion of avoidance, right? But in the deepest sense, right? The most truest sense. What are you guys avoiding? What am I avoiding, right? What's going on with us? How's it going? So I kind of want to stick with that same theme and go get other people's opinions, right? Ask them how they're doing. What are they avoiding? Ooh, it's windy. I might have to buckle up, secure my little hat. There we go. You're not going anywhere, hat. Yeah. So that's what I have in the back of my mind. I think that's a great idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if people are gonna take to it. And that's just fine. People don't have to take to it. But maybe if we can get just one person to stick with us for a second and answer that question, right? Get their thoughts on avoidance and that notion. So once we do that, I think our confidence might boost a little bit, and we might be a little more confident to hit the next group, to hit the next person, and get their thoughts on that same thing. Because the channel is so new, and because I'm so new to all of this, I really don't have any mental guidance on where I want this channel to lead, how I want things to unfold. I'm kind of just talking in front of a camera, random thoughts, maybe some deep, most of them shallow, but that's okay. It's just me walking. So as you get, look, this is where we're at right now. Nothing too fancy. Like I said, no set time, no set destination. The destination is key for me. Because most of the time we might have an idea on where we're going. You don't know if you're going to end up there. We don't know, and we have to admit that. We don't know if all of our efforts are going to lead us to the destination that we do have in mind. So when I walk outside the door and I leave home, like I said, I don't tell myself where I'm going to go. I just start walking. If I find an interesting street, or I'm going down that street. If I see some sketchy people, I probably will avoid that area. Maybe I might, oh, wow, see, look, I should have avoided that dog. That dog is mad at me now. All right, so this is where we're at, some cross street. Oh, this is where the taco trucks end up. We all have a home, even the taco trucks. So once I do the hour of walking away from my place, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna switch the camera around, and we're gonna do a more traditional walking video or urban hiking video, where I'm gonna switch the camera and you guys are gonna just see the landscape instead of seeing my beautiful mug, which I guarantee some are tired of. So that's the plan. Look at these cactuses, wow. I'm a big fan of cactuses. Cactuses, I'm a big fan because they remind me a lot of myself. They still need love, they still need attention, in the sense that they still need water and sunlight. But naturally, they're prickly. You know, you have to maintain a certain level of distance in order for you to stay safe. I don't know why I relate to them. I relate to them as of now. Maybe I too, like the cactus, I'm a little prickly, you know, telling people, hey, keep your distance, you know, in order for you to stay safe. Or maybe does the cactus have those prickly pines not to keep other people away and keep them safe, and people will stay away to keep themselves safe, but is that for the cactus, right? To keep themselves safe. It's a self-defense mechanism. So I relate in that sense, you know, maybe I too have that self-defense mechanism where I'm like protruding, I have these protruding spiny thorns to keep myself safe. All right, so we're on this main street. You got that little tree behind me. But yeah, so we're gonna go off of this main road, and we're just gonna see what's over here. I want to make it to a crosswalk. I'm not trying to play dodge a car today. You guys remember what happened last time with that lady and I almost getting hit by that car who should have not been passing anyways. So we're not playing dodge a car today. Not today, not this Saturday. Maybe next Saturday we'll play dodge a car again. We might have to. I always see places like this. I can't really see it now because it's blocked, but it was like some weird insurance company, but it's just a house. See, you guys see that? Look, who goes there for insurance? Who lives there? Is that for tax purposes? Do you guys know why businesses like that are allowed? Just put a name out front of their personal residence, and you could maybe write it off as some type of major tax deduction or something. You know, it's not a residence, it's a business in which you just happen to reside in, right? You guys let me know, because if that is the case, I'll put a little sign in front of my apartment door. You know, insurance. Right? Maybe I'll be able to write my rent off or something in taxes. Something along those lines. We're gonna go ahead and cross, even though I don't see the sign that it's okay to cross. It's a weird street. We're at a weird intersection. There's like too many streets. I like them, but they're dangerous because I don't understand them. Maybe I'm dumb. I am dumb. Dumb for saying that I don't understand the way a street works. Not even saying it, but just not understanding it, I guess. That's okay. So, I don't think we can cross on this one. So we're gonna go ahead and there's some nice residentials over here. That's where I want to go. This is it. I brought my hat, I brought my sunglasses, and I brought my hiking shoes because we're gonna treat today like an actual hike. I'm not trying to stay on some flat uniform surface. We're trying to go and hit, you know, some inclines, some major inclines and some major declines. And this is the perfect neighborhood to do so. So that's why we're headed into these residentials, because I could sense it over there. I could feel the incline. I could feel my calves burning already. And it's Saturday. We're getting vitamin D, but vitamin D can only take you so far. I need some endorphins from burning some calories, from putting in some effort. So let's do that. Once again, like some weird intersection. But we're crossing, we're gonna make it. 10 seconds before I get ran over. 6 seconds. Oh. My car's really dirty. So maybe I should take it to this car wash. And look at this, you guys. See, who's putting stuff in this storage building? I know it's an older building, and I know it's been owned by that storage company the whole time. So I'm just wondering, why did they choose to do it like that? Who permitted that? It's beautiful and whatnot, but you know, I'm just curious. Public storage, and the sign is just massive. You know, do you guys think people live in there? I've heard of cases like that. Like I said, the field that I currently work in, you know, I help individuals who previously were in situations like that. Now, some of them, they just rent storage because, you know, their stuff is in there. So that's just traditional use for the storage unit. What I'm asking is, do you guys think people live there? Right? Do you guys think people live inside those storage units? If that's the case, then that's crazy. Oh, that last car shouldn't have gone like that. Maybe doing these urban hikes the way I do, it's basically like me begging to get hit by a car sooner or later. I've been thinking about that in a very realistic sense. And how much am I increasing the probability of something like that unfortunately happening to me? And, you know, I'm not a statistician, nor am I good at, you know, producing a percentage regarding probability. But I'll tell you, you know, sometimes, depending on how crazy the street is, it feels like 100% probability. And that is not a good thing. This is a high school, you guys. Right off that crazy street. You guys can't see it much. There you go. Maybe one of you guys went to this high school. I like the way it looks. It's a funky little school. A funky, cool looking school, I'll tell you that. All right, so now we got some incline going, which is good. That's what I wanted. That's what we were seeking. I really wonder, how are you guys doing this week? Better yet, how are you guys doing in general? I really hope that, you know, not that these videos help or, you know, anything along those lines, but I really hope that, you know, one may respond one day via comment or whatever it may be, and answer that question. You know, I'm doing fine, or I'm not doing so fine, or something a little hopeful. I'm not doing fine, but I wish I was doing fine. You know, elaborate a little further. You know, I would love to hear something that honest. Now, for me, I'll tell you guys, before I was doing these walks, before I was going about making these significant changes in lifestyle, right? You know, who I was and whatnot, I wasn't doing so good, you know, in all honesty. Was I fine? Yes, I was fine. Was I doing fine? Yes. At least, you know, my appearances were. I was, you know, presenting myself as a young, you know, intellectual, healthy gentleman. But that was all for naught, right? We're talking about something a little deeper, right? Appearances. This is the way that this is the mask that I put on to show people that I was just fine. And I was. But I got tired of just being just fine. I felt like I was getting burnout by putting on a mask, showing that representative, like a representational version of myself to the world. Not who I really was. Not what I really felt. Not what I really thought. Oh, we're in like some shadowy underneath the freeway. Oh yeah, that's a nice break. That's a nice break, I'll tell you. But yeah, what I'm saying is, I got burnt out from just being the fake version of myself. Showing up at work, dealing with clients, dealing with supervisors, dealing with my coworkers in this artificial, you know, fake mediated means. The mediation is the unjustified politeness, right? Mediated, where it's the fake thought. It's the diluted thought, the diluted expression, the diluted feeling, and everything was watered down. So that's what I mean. And I got burnt out from just existing in that manner. It was killing me, I felt. And I woke up one morning and decided that, look, if my back is against the wall to this extent, you know, I really had to make such drastic changes in my life, in the sense, you know, I was willing to, you know, put everything on the table, right? What friends do I have around me? Well, let's put that on the table. Why am I feeling like this? Why do I feel like I can't talk to them too? It's watered down. What's going on with my family and those relations, right? That's watered down. What's going on with my lady, right? That's watered down. What's going on with how we relate to her family, how I relate to her family especially, that's watered down. So everything was diluted, like I said, through this, you know, this mask that I put on, this representational mask. And I got tired of it. I got fed up with it. We're cleared across. Nice and safe. Let's go. So I would love to hear from you guys. And this all relates back to, right? This all relates back to avoidance. Those were all things that I was avoiding. So I do want to hear from one of you guys at least. What are your thoughts on this? What do you feel like needs to be put on the table, put on that chopping block, right? To have these further, very realistic, very honest, transparent conversations, not just within yourself. Sorry, I hit the mic. Not just these transparent, honest conversations within, but externally, because as humans, we relate to things externally, right? For the most part. Externally, I mean your family, your partner's family, your work, right? All of these things you're in relation to. And they're all connected to some degree, in large part, right? I do know in the back of my mind where I want the channel. Oh, we got some people filming some skating. Oh, look at that. Check that out. What's up? Wow. Wonder if they're gonna be able to get that clip. You know, we would stop and talk to them, but no. Like I said, we're on some time frame, and now we're back on uniform ground, which is slightly disappointing. I thought this neighborhood was going to be a little more hilly. We do have some nice places over here. Like, look at these. Look at these condos. I bet they're massive on the inside. That's a pretty common landscape feature out here in LA. You'll you'll have a break in these lower story, single story, family homes. And then right next to it, you'll have that boxy looking, that rectangular looking condo structure, which I don't mind. I don't like that break in monotony, right? Put a big rectangle next to a hut. I'm okay with it. I just saw a big hill, but I know that's the wrong direction. Maybe today I got lucky. Unbeknownst to me, I wanted to set out and get my calves all jacked, but unbeknownst to me, it was just going to be uniform flat sidewalk today for this Saturday. Maybe later on tonight for that second video, maybe I'll be lucky and I'll wander into a more hilly area. Ooh, we got this, I don't know if you guys could see that. Cantina Urbana. What does cantina mean? I know a canteen is like you drink out of a canteen, so a cantina is like a watering hole, I assume. Oh, they got some caliuches playing, okay. Alright, well, we're on this main street and I'm not gonna cross this one. So we're headed to a crosswalk. You guys can kind of see where I'm at right now. Sorry about that, you guys. The little gyroscope technology in my Insta Pro kind of started malfunctioning. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. Is that a cop car? Looked like it, but it wasn't. All right, we got 9 seconds to go ahead and cross this first one. We're gonna make that decision and then oh, perfect. Yeah, we got that hill. That hill we've been looking for. We got it. Those guys. I try not to cuss, but maybe I had a little slip there. So pardon my language if there's any young individuals and watching this, or maybe watching this along with their parents. I do apologize. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do something more than apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and permanently refrain from that type of behavior, because that's not what I'm about. That's not what this channel is about. How's it going? He got this. He's out here working hard. See, look at this. Single family home, single story. A little duplex right next to some massive apartment complex towering over it. Wow. But yeah, this is where we are right now. We're finally getting that calf burn, baby. I can feel it behind my thighs. How's it going? I can feel it in my thighs. And of course, it goes without saying, I brought my good hiking shoes. Oh, look at that one. I don't know if you guys can see that house. I bet you houses like that, they try to look very modest in the front. Super expensive to own. I bet the landscaping behind the scenes is extremely nice. The backyard, I mean, I bet the interior is also really nice. But that's the goal out here in these neighborhoods, right? To look very modest on the street front, and then party in the back, baby. I like that too. Look at that little hangout spot. Neighborhoods like this, yeah, there's a lot of nooks and crannies. But this is where majority of the middle class is. This is where how's it going? A lot of the middle class, you know, they stay in neighborhoods like this. So if you're ever wondering, like, where are these, how many billion or how many millions of people live in LA? It's in these nooks and crannies. These little small houses right next to these massive complexes, massive structures. We're on Parkman Avenue. I don't know if I want to turn this way or keep on going straight and give it a shot there. I think I've only been filming, even though I was going to keep track of the timer with the video recording time, but that's not going to work because I just had to cut the previous video and start this one. But we got a little bagel cafe. Okay, we got some people sitting out there enjoying their brunch. Oh yeah, this is a nice neighborhood. This is a nice neighborhood. All the neighborhoods I say that they have character. What's the character of this one? What's the character of this neighborhood? This neighborhood is I want to say very, very LA. That's this type of neighborhood. That's the only way I could kind of describe the character of neighborhoods that are aesthetically at least look like this. What does it mean to be basic? I guess this neighborhood is basic because it's so traditionally LA. And nothing's wrong with being basic, right? You go back to the basics. You need to have basic fundamental skills. Oh, some pomegranates. Wow, look at this one. I don't know if you guys could see that. Look at that. Look at the color of that one. Okay. All right, so it wasn't the Instapro malfunctioning. It was me asking it to do a little too much and putting pressure on it. So it doesn't like that, so I had to stop it again. But yeah, there was some pomegranates. Here's some cactuses, some cacti, I should say. That's the true proper term, or how you should say it. Cacti. There's a little fuzzy one too. Am I gonna touch it? I wish I could pet it. But what I was trying to say is, you know, you go back to the basics, right? They're fundamentals. So there's nothing wrong with being basic. I know today, you know, we kind of use it with a negative connotation. It connotes not putting in enough effort to be different, or maybe a person is naturally inclined towards sameness or uniformity or homogeny. No, I think they're geared towards, you know, a little we can connote something positive with being basic, which is namely, as an individual attempting to belong to the collective, belong to the whole, right? Everybody wants to belong to something bigger than what they are. All right, well, it happened again. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to refrain from, and I think it might be the heat actually. It could be the sun constantly bombarding the technology, because I felt my phone just now attempting to reposition it correctly. My phone is hot, so if my phone is this hot, I could only imagine what might be the case. So those are all assumptions. We're not gonna run too wild with theories or assumptions. It could be whatever. So if this video ends up getting cut short, then that's the case. I'm thinking in about 5 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and reposition the camera so you guys could face the landscape and see all of the beautifulness that I get to see, right? This is why I enjoy the walks. See how people live on the outside. Wow, so look at their, you see their view? What a beautiful view. Imagine, you got your morning coffee, you're yawning, I'm sore, or man, that was a tough night last night, or tough week, and that's the breath of fresh air you get to consume. And it's just that huge landscape, right, just overwhelming your background, which is beautiful. All right, now we're on some decline. Look at this structure. This is really nice. But yeah, now we're on a decline. So let's see where this street takes us. All right, so we're back, but now you guys get to enjoy the landscape with me. And then also I switched it over a little before that 5-minute time frame that I provided a second ago. I think it's because my phone is overheating that it's causing the mechanism that keeps the gyroscope active in the Insta360 to maybe manually shut off or become ineffective and malfunction. So if that proceeds to continue to happen, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this video short and go ahead and just toss all this stuff in my pocket and just proceed on home as planned. Yeah, you guys won't be able to accompany me or see all this goodness, but that just might be the case. Wow, some of these places are just gorgeous. Oh, look at that apartment building. Or actually, that is not an apartment. Wow. Yeah, I misspoke on that. Look how beautiful that place is. Just a little sneak peek inside of it. See, look, about to get ran over by this lady. Look at her license plate. Horrible driver. She even want to look at me because she was about to hit me. You know, look how gorgeous that looks on the inside. Yeah, there's levels to it. Levels to the madness. Levels to the beauty. There's levels to everything. So houses like this, it always has me question, like, so they just park on the street. They have no, see, these people, they have like a garage or at least a place to park or to pull up. Some of these houses, a lot of them have no garage. They got no place but to park for street parking. And it has me think to myself, why would you want to live in a place where your car is just out there in the open on the street? Is that something that you guys would bear with? Is that, or am I being a little too picky, a little too unreasonable? Do you guys need a place for your car to reside as well? Your own little carport, garage? Or are you guys like, you know, it doesn't really matter, I'll park on the street? Not your mom, not your milk. Whoa, hey, what do they mean by that? Try holding the bacon for once. Whoa. Okay. Hey, yo, they're out of pocket for that one. Where do they even keep the pigs that turn into bacon? I'll go and hold one. I'll hold one right before it meets its cruel fate. And I don't mean that in like some sadistic sense. I mean that in a very realistic sense. Oh, this is why it's here, because PETA is here. Yo, okay, that makes sense. Look at that. You live and you learn. You just gotta read. That's all it is. You read some stuff here and there and you learn some stuff here and there. There we go. So we're headed straight. We're gonna go down that decline. I don't know how far I am away from home, but we're gonna keep on going. I decided to make the executive decision to go ahead and not worry about it. We'll find our way home for sure. All right. As you guys can see down there, that's some more of Sunset. That's where we are right now. That the cross street that we're passing up is Sunset. I don't know what's the name of this street. Benton. So we're walking down Benton. You bet yourself we are. Elsinore. Beautiful name. I wonder what the origins are for that name. You know, I want to film, you know, in residentials for the most part, because I like walking in them. but also don't want to violate anybody's privacy. I saw a beautiful home just now, but some lady had her, the place was wide open, the windows at least, and she's just standing there minding her own business in her home. I had a slight inclination to film it, but then something just felt inherently wrong with that. So yeah, we're not going to go ahead and violate people's privacy on any grounds, regardless, video or not. Reservoir Street. I remember this street. Oh yeah, I remember you street. How do I get home from here though? Oh, I know how to get home from here. I think I walked down this way. Yeah. Yeah. Reservoir Street. Okay, yeah, I remember walking over here. Look at that beautiful home. Look at this home. What do we have going on here? I guess it's a yard sale. Yeah, I have no good items though. That one Hispanic lady we walked past next to that 7-Eleven had better stuff than that. Look at that home. Yeah, so before it was middle class neighborhood. This is more than middle class. Okay, this is upper middle class. In LA, nationally, upper middle class in LA would be upper class in most states. So upper middle class is upper class in most states. But yeah, that's where we are right now. That's who mainly resides in these areas, right? Professionals and mid-career professionals or tail-end career professionals. For some reason, I'm getting like lawyer or doctor from this one. I walked past this house the other day and I was like, oh yeah, they're getting some bread out here for sure. Oh, you got the helicopter going. Doo, 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 doo. All right, so Reservoir Street. Which street is Coronado? How do I get out of this place? That's where I always get stuck on. We could go. We're gonna go straight. We're gonna go ahead and go straight. I think that's what I did last time. Unless I came from this way last time. I doubt it. What else did I see last time I was here? Last time I saw 2 cop cars racing down the street, pull up to some home, and that was pretty much all I saw. Did I want to be nosy a little bit? Unfortunately, yes, that's the case. And it's hard to admit that. Why did I want to hurry up and be nosy about someone else's unfortunate day? See what the cops were investigating. Oh yeah, this is the hill. Ugh. Oh, should I go up one more or should I go down this one? Wow, I'm feeling it, you guys. Okay, definitely get outside. Go hit some residentials where your calves are burning, where those endorphins, right? You're producing the endorphins. You're feeling them kick in, change your mood, change your life little by little. That's a tree house, that structure. You got that log protruding in the middle. Some sort of stabilization. Well, the whole house is nice. Oh, shoot. Look at this one. Waterloo. Is that ringing any bells? I don't know. I can't concentrate. Can't concentrate on the bells being rung or not. Because, man, that was tough. Like I said, now it's just a matter of fact of finding our way out of here. I guess that's the joy, but also the main downside of not having a set destination or a set trail that you outline beforehand. It's true exploration. It always brings me back to indigenous or first population sorts of people, how they really just wandered around. Look at that. Right, look at that outlook. Beautiful. We got a local, we got a resident here who just passed us, so she's lucky. She's lucky she gets to enjoy the view. But it reminds me of people who, first settled in these areas. Look, they just wandered around. You think they had a fun time wandering around? No, wandering around, getting lost, getting refound. Whatever they were doing, it's tough. Most of the time you have no idea what's going on. Like I do. I have no idea what's going on. What's going on during this walk, what's going on in my life. I have no idea what's going on with any of you guys. I want to know. I want to know all three. What's going on with you guys? What's going on in my life? What's going on with these walks? Oh, she's getting ready to hit that car. Look at that. Boom. Look, did she hit it? She was about to hit that car. She was like a nanometer away from hitting that other car. See, this is what I mean. Look, no garage, no carport, nothing. They just park on the street. They get their groceries and they walk up to their house. This one, oh wow, this is beautiful. Always love a hint of beige or red, especially with that tan. I mentioned it out in Pasadena. Look at that one. So, which street is this? Is this a street that I could walk down? Montana Street. Look, hey, because I have no idea where I'm going, we're gonna go ahead and walk down this street. This is what we came out here for. Wow. And like I said, I got my hiking shoes on. Look at these hiking shoes. Look at them go. They're gripping the ground like suction cups, like a gecko. Wow, look at that view. You got these strange looking plants. Wow. And then you got their garage. I like garages like that when they're off to the side. Wow. Lucky groups of people over here, I might say. Beautiful properties, beautifully maintained, beautiful quiet neighborhood. It's enjoyable. I like it. I wonder if I go down here if I can get out of here. As you guys could tell, now I'm kind of just walking in the street. No one is really passing by in their cars. And like I said, today on this Saturday, I didn't want to play dodge a car. So we're lucky right now. We're lucky that no cars are coming. It's a quiet little neighborhood. They're working on that property. We got some locals out there enjoying their Saturday. I wonder how long we've been walking. And I wonder how much more longer we have to walk. Wow, just look at all this vegetation. And when they have all this vegetation, you can feel how more mild the temperature is at these houses, which is extremely brilliant, because it just cools down the entire vicinity adjacent to their house, of course. It's also a danger because in LA, look at this one, you guys. That looks like a storybook house. It's also a little sketchy because, right, it all poses fire danger. Fire, we talked about it in Pasadena, and I'll bring it up again. This is a very grave concern nowadays. You got a little school at the edge of this neighborhood. What do we have here? What does it say? Sharing, discipline, harmony, patience, self-control, forgiveness, responsibility, serenity, kindness, helpfulness, calmness, duty, contentment, cooperation, friendship, justice, wisdom, respect, honesty, goodness, benevolence, peace, truth, tolerance, nonviolence, harmlessness, love, right action. And it all coincides. It's all coming from his wand, that little kid's wand. And then has a whole host of kids doing what kids do, play and other little things. You know, yeah, it's and this is who it's by. It has the name right there. For me, I stopped and read it. Most people, are you guys stopping and reading that? Are most people stopping and reading that? Do we care anymore? Do we care about reading stuff like that? Does it linger with us even if we do stop and read it? Is it significant for us to think about it afterwards? I don't know. I want it to be. Wow, look at this black house. Wow. Wow. Well, what we need to do is find a residential. Not a residential, find a main street. Sorry, misspoke. We need to go ahead and find a main street so I can get on out of here. Honestly, I think my best bet is to follow that car, or wherever that car was going just now. I think that's my best bet. I also came from this area, so. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go down McCollum. And you guys already know, you guys are sticking with me the entire time. You're gonna stay with me. If I'm misguided and I can't find my way back, you guys are misguided too. You guys can't find your way back, and you guys are along for the ride. You are in this with me on this journey. Wow, it smells like sunblock. Or maybe some plant that I haven't smelled that smells similar to sunblock. But it smells good. this is the back of their house, but it looks like well, that was the front of their house, but it looks like the back of their house. Oh, look at those. All right, so we went down Montana Street, had no luck. Jeez, how do we get out of this place? All right, so we see another car turning. That means we're heading in the right direction. We see the helicopter, so we know it's the right direction. I think what I should have done is just stuck on Sunset. And like I said before, you know, I look at that one. I was at that same street reservoir, but I need to start cataloging. Hey, you on this street you took a left and found your way back, or on this street you took a right and found your way back. More often than not, I am not cataloging any of this stuff, to be honest with you, to be quite frank with you, on the grounds that I just don't care. But it seems relatively important now, so, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and make a mental note and to start caring and to change my way of thinking in regards to that. Look at that cactus. Wow. What an interesting, wacky looking cactus. Alright, so the car is going down this way. Where are these cars going? Where are we going? Alright, we're back on Reservoir, which is good. Okay, so if this is Reservoir, then that means I should go this way. Oh wait, no, we came from this way. God damn it. No, where did we come from? I remember this house now. No. Oh, we didn't go this way. Did we go up last time? We did go up. Jeez. How do we get out of here? Yep, we're just gonna go. We're gonna do the opposite of what I was and what I decided to do last time. Oh yeah, I do remember this from last time. They were also playing either the saxophone or the bassoon. I don't know what a bassoon sounds like, but maybe that cat knows. That little cat right there. Hey, little cat, do you know what a bassoon sounds like? You should, you're a cat. I am truly lucky on this day that they don't have a lot of little dogs. In middle class neighborhoods, you see a lot of dogs, but in upper class neighborhoods, you know they have children. You got to be upper class to have children. Oh, look, there goes a little dog. See, I'll say something and there it is right there, proving me wrong. Look at that house. Funky little layout. But yeah, you see people with dogs, think lower class, middle class. You see people with children, you think lower class or upper class. Middle class people don't really have children. Not in LA, they don't. We're not permitted to do so. And then you got little diners like this, little taco shack. They got Thai massage. They always got some sketchy massage places. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So Coronado. Let's take a mental note of this street because this is the street that in which we find our way back home. So we're gonna go ahead and make a mental note about Coronado.
Still want to get back.
Look at that. Life is great. Life is great. You're right. I hope they feel the same way about that. Oh, stopping someone. You're going home, I think. Maybe they live here. Maybe they live here. But yeah, if you guys have never been to LA, that's also one of the main drivers for the urban hiking. Take you guys to places where usually they're unseen, they're unheard of, right? They're unexplored. And we are gonna go do exactly that, wander around and get lost and call it exploration. Is it under the guise of exploration? No. There is no guise. It falls under the definition of exploration, or at least it should. Wandering around to a large extent should be just called explorating. There you got these little funky little hipster looking owned units or places. And then you got these well-crafted, newly built, extravagant condos. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys like the uniformity? Does it break the monotony here in these older single-family, single-story homes? Slightly different than the rectangular ones that we were looking at and discussing earlier, right? And then I call that like the flamingo pink. A lot of owners in LA, they like to paint their buildings flamingo pink for some reason. I think it's kind of like a Miami color, but that's just my opinion. Oh, we got a whole bus. Yeah, maybe this is a main street. I don't know which street. Coronado. Okay. All right, Coronado. We got buses going down, up and down. In LA, this is also a fairly common thing. People just dump their furniture out on the sidewalk. So of course you guys have seen it by now. If you guys are paying attention in the videos, the sidewalk is littered with furniture, and none of it is good, and it's all garbage. And that's what we do out here in LA. I don't want this piece of furniture, this big bulky item in my place, so it's gonna go out in the street where it belongs. And I think that's a terrible habit that we all just have become too accustomed to adopt in LA. It's part of our culture where, I wish we didn't do that. Silverstone Roofing. Okay, you guys get that number, jot it down. Call them, say hello. Tell them your thoughts. If you're not going to tell me your thoughts, open up to Silverstone Roofing. Tell them how your roof is doing. Better yet, tell them how you're feeling. What you been up to. Look at this little spot. It's still really early in the Saturday, so to speak, because sometimes when I'm walking around maybe 4-ish, around 4, you could smell the families, let it be in an apartment or house or families, individuals, they're cooking, and they're cooking something delicious. So that's something that I really enjoy too about the walking, is just as you're going through, you could just smell all of these vibrant aromas, right, bombarding your nostrils. What is that? Taco meat. El pastor. Oh, someone's barbecuing. I wonder if it's ribs. I wonder if it's, some pork or something. So, I'm big on food, as you guys could hear, as you guys could tell. Oh wow! Wow, look at that. Get your eyes checked. Get your eyes checked. We got a tricycle. Heck yeah. All right, Bellevue. Now this is the next question. Where do we go from here? That's a good question. It's a good question, but it's not a question I'm willing to answer because we're just gonna go straight. We did enough windy turns in that residential neighborhood. How's it going? We've done enough windy turns in that residential, so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go straight for a little bit and give that our best shot. Is that the best course of action? You guys let me know. Hey, urban hiker, you should probably employ this tactic, right? Or based off of my own experience as urban hiker, you should do such and such, X, Y, and Z, whatever they may be, right? I am open to advice, right? If you guys have a better way about walking locally or urban hiking or just existing, you guys let me know, right? I guess people just pull up underneath the bridge and they kind of just hang out. It's nice and shady, so I guess it's reasonable. Oh, what is this? Another yard sale. Let's take a little gander, a little glimpse, see if they got anything useful. Oh, it's namely tools. Okay, they're probably stolen, so no thanks. That's the thing about like places like this is like, you don't know if it's stolen or not. You got a little toilet, some canteens, cheese grater. Hey, if you need to grate some cheese, you better come and hurry up and grab this at a still, or you need some. How's it going? Or you need some tools. Come and check this guy's stand out. Right? You got fruit basket, some jewelry, some other little trinkets. Oh, look at this wall. I wonder if he's gonna sell any of that today. Wow. Should we stand across the street and try to read that wall? The answer is no. Just based off of these huge for lease signs, yeah, don't lease these places. These are probably not the best landlords, probably not the best tenants you're gonna be living next to. And I mean the best as in, you know, LA, just like any other huge city, has a rodent problem and a roach infestation problem, and it's quite prevalent in buildings that look like this. How'd they get the tagging on the top? How'd they get up there? That's interesting. Or, you know, you see places like this, if they got tagging right on the front door, you better give me a discount if I'm renting there. 100% off. Probably get mugged or something. Hey, but that's not for us to judge, right? We don't live in this neighborhood. We don't know what these people, what their story is, what they're going through, what challenges they face, right? The same way I don't know the challenges you guys face. You guys don't know the challenges that I face necessarily, right? That's a given. So on those grounds, that's enough for me to say that I apologize genuinely and wholeheartedly for those comments. There's good people everywhere. We finally made it back. Historical Filipino town. There we go. Coronado Street, Mountain View. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and take note of all of that. I don't live in Filipino town, but we live close enough. We definitely live close enough to take note of it. All right. We made it back. That's what I'm talking about, man. And it has been a journey. It has been a journey for sure. I was gonna go ahead and cross, but we're gonna go ahead and cross at the sidewalk because it looks a little busy right now. And now we finally made it back to one of the main streets that I'm used to, which is Temple. Temple, you walk down this street, you can go all the way to downtown, where the big skyscrapers are. See, who's going there? What do they sell there? You got that little dog in the car. Oh, got his attention. I should be careful doing that because I don't want the little dog to proceed to jump out and take me up on my offer. That would have been a story for the ages, right? You did the little to the dog, and the dog proceeded to jump out at you. Give you some love in that way. Give you some love in that way. That little kid, he was like, "Hey, are you on YouTube? Hey, how's it going?" That's what I'm talking about. You hit a main street. There we go. There we go. Hey, don't you hit me. I'm getting tired of these cars about to hit me. And I don't mean hey in like an aggressive sense. It's just you get tired of it after a while. Because they see you and you see them, and they will look you dead in the face and still want to run you over. How's it going? All right. We got this house right here. I always look at this house and I wonder, this house is massive. Who lives there? Who lives in these massive structures the size of a small apartment, and it's a two-story single-family residence, and it's just a massive structure. Of course, like, you know, they have apartments adjacent to it, you know, but yeah. And look how beautiful this one is. Beautifully maintained. above average landscaping, right? At least according to this neighborhood. Look how beautiful it is. How many people do you think live there? Not a lot of people, I'm assuming, right? But you have these massive homes, and they're really just here standing in these areas on the grounds that before, look, she was about to hit me too. She was about to hit me and hurry up and take off. They're really just here standing because of how the makeup of the neighborhood, how things used to be in the past. I don't know how long ago that past was, but this was probably just full of just those houses, and that's it. No apartments, no structures like this. This is those new type of condos I was describing earlier. Here's another layout of what that looks like. Yeah, but areas like this rapidly changing every day, right? Every day rapidly changing. And then we're coming up on an LA institution, a food joint called Tommy's. I love their burgers, extremely unhealthy, but I love them. I could eat 2 double cheeseburgers and their chili cheese fries. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I do fast on a daily basis. So what that entails is that I eat once per day. And I tell you guys, that once per day, I make it where it's worth it. Because you have to eat a whole day's worth of food, a whole day's worth of calories. So right over here is where you order, and then they have two parking lots, right? They have this one, and then they have the one over there, and the one over there, which is just crazy. And this has been around. This is the original one. This has been around. I don't even know how many years. 100 years? You know, who knows? Has it been 100 years? But over here, I think this is where they keep their food supplies, because during the day when you're passing, you'll see the workers grabbing stuff from this location and then bringing it back over to that location. So they'll be going back and forth from right here over there with their little food cart. So I think that's pretty unique. The layout of it is pretty unique. So I like it. I like their food and I like the layout. And that's the first one in the world. Look how funky this one is. Because LA doesn't have a lot of land. Well, we have a lot of land, but everything is in use. You get a lot of buildings that have funky shapes. Apartments with funky shapes. Food joints with funky shapes. Parking lots, funky shapes. I like it. I like the character it adds to the neighborhood. And this is my neighborhood, as you guys could tell. Just by the way I'm walking, just by the way I'm talking. This is where I reside. This is where I do most of my walking. This is where I am most comfortable. I know this area like the back of my hand. All right, so what I'm thinking, what we're gonna go ahead and do. Oh yeah, don't hit me. It's about to do it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get off of this main street and we're gonna go down here. I could stay on this main street, of course, but we're not gonna do that. Now that we're close enough, back, I can go ahead and get off that main street. Safe to say. Look at these, wow. I like these. I really want a backyard or at least a big enough balcony. I love being outside. So it sucks. Oh, look, about to hit me. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. See, I told you guys, it's crazy out here. How many cars do I have to show? And as soon as they see the camera, you know, they want to act like that. But wow. Can't even cross the street safely just doing an urban hike. Maybe I should change the channel to urban hiking, but mostly dodging cars in LA. And it sucks to be able to utter that sentence, you know, sarcastically the way I am. Hey, but that's the reality. And we're gonna go ahead and work with that reality. In the face of almost getting ran over, we're gonna persist. We're gonna keep on going. All right, so where are we right now? All right, perfect. We're gonna go down here. Yeah, and you guys probably remember this from last time. I think I took you guys down a stroll of this one, or maybe it was the one over. But just look at the breadth of this street, right? The width of this street. It's a 6-lane street. And they have it that way because, like I said, K-Town doesn't have a lot of parking spaces for the amount of residents who reside out here. So there's a lot of street parking. That's why it's a 6-lane street to compensate for some of that additional parking that's needed in this area. One of the interesting parts about K-Town is that there is a lot of auto theft in this area in LA. And that's due to the fact that there's so many cars parked on the streets. And I've witnessed it for myself. I could attest to this to myself, that as I was driving or as I was walking, you'll see a car driving slowly and it has maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 individuals in it. They're wearing dark clothing, they have their face covered, and they'll hop out of the car and they'll just drive down this street because, you know, there's many streets like this one. They'll just drive down the street and they'll break into each car that they feel like breaking into. Or they'll steal the catalytic converters, or, you know, the wheels, or whatever they're after, whatever their goal is. But yeah, K-Town, because of all the street parking, you know, those type of thieves, they're out here, and that type of theft is fairly common. So if you guys do ever visit this area, it's truly enjoyable. I mean, just look at this. There's so much good food to eat out here, so many great people to meet, so many awesome things to do. And maybe you'll see me walking out here filming one of my videos. But just take that into account, what I had just mentioned, right? Be careful with the street parking. Be careful. Be vigilant. You see something, say something. Don't be like me. Don't cower behind the moment and not say anything about those people breaking into the cars. Next time I am gonna say something. See, and then from here, right, you can see downtown. Right? There we go. There we go. Oh, 6 seconds. Can we make it? We're gonna do the fast walking, putting our new calf muscles, new back thigh muscles to work. Right? Putting all those new muscles to work, making sure that the endorphins, at least that little burn, we're still hitting it. Even at the last minute, the tail end of our walk. All right, you guys, that was it for our Saturday afternoon urban hike. I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics. I hope that you guys contribute any suggestions. And I will see you guys hopefully later on tonight.